All right, Scott Willis, Live Life, Live That Beyond Fitness, and it's time for a dinner table conversation. Dinner table conversation. These are the kind of conversations we should have heard at the dinner table, my generation, but didn't. And so now, my generation, we're repeating the same mistake as our folks' generation did by not really educating us and schooling us when it comes to finances. This was inspired by Black Friday, of course. I went down the street. We have a Walmart down the street. And me totally forgetting it was Black Friday, right? Because I didn't go down there to take advantage of it I was just going down there to pick up a few odds and ends. You know what I mean? Protein shake, some almond milk. You know what I mean? Got there and like, wow, it is a bunch of people here. You know, food, it's Black Friday. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting in the car having a conversation with myself like, okay, do you really want to, how bad do you need that almond milk? Right? Do you need that protein shake? You still got some left, right? But anyway, so in the midst of me sitting, trying to decide whether or not I want to get out there in the madness, I'm seeing all these people coming out with all of these stuff, you know, all the purchases and, you know, the TVs and electronics, right, toys and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I'm a people watcher. You know what I mean? I love to study humanity, how we interact with one another, right? And so I'm noticing there's a lot of young folks, like young couples, you know, coming out, right, with all of this stuff. And I'm like, man, I hope somebody, you know, is educating them about, you know, being money smart, so on and so forth. Because like I said, we didn't have these conversations, you know, in our household. You know, sitting at them. They never discussed money at all. Like it was almost taboo in a sense, right? So this is just for my young people, right? My young folks. So if you're in my generation, you know, I'm saying anywhere from 40s to 60, yeah, don't even worry about this. You can change the channel. Know what I mean? So here's the thing. The number one reason couples break up is because of finances in this country. That's the number one reason couples break up in this country is because of money, finances, right? Statistically speaking, 55% of all marriages will end in divorce. 55%. That leaves 45%. Of the 45%, half of the 45% are having outside relationships, right? Half of the 45 that's left, they have outside relationships. You know what I mean? And then of the like 20% that's left, they just kind of, you know, at this point in time in their life, they're like, whatever. You know, I'm just going along to get along. So it's very sad, you know what I mean? But like I said, most of the breakups are because of finances, right? So if you're a young couple just getting started, I'm going to tell you some of the things I wish I would have heard, right, a long time ago. First of all, big ticket purchases, such as automobiles, vehicles, houses, things of that nature, okay? Here's the thing about, we're going to start off with property, real property, real estate, right? Getting a mortgage. I'll start you off right there, okay? Now, what they do not tell you, let's say if you get a $100,000 mortgage. $100,000 is a nice round figure, right? Okay. $100,000 mortgage. Come on, right there. Okay. Over the life of the mortgage, let's say it's a 30-year mortgage, right? Over the life of the mortgage, what you're going to pay as far as the mortgage, the insurance, maintenance, property taxes, so on and so forth, you end up paying 2.5 times the cost of the mortgage. So if you bought a property for $100,000, over a 30-year period, you end up paying $250,000, right? You end up paying $250,000. That's over a 30-year period. All right. So let's say if you bought, you know, your mortgage $200,000, same rule apply. Same rule apply. Okay. 2.5 times. Okay. So you're going to end up paying potentially anywhere from $450,000 to $500,000. Right? To $500,000. Okay. Now, the reason why we get in trouble, okay, because our folks didn't sit us down and tell us not to try and keep up with the Joneses, right? Just because you qualify for a certain amount, that doesn't mean you have to take advantage of that amount. So for example, if you qualify for $150,000 mortgage, 150, doesn't mean you have to go out and buy a $150,000 house, right? You can buy a $100,000 house, $75,000 house. You know what I mean? Because often we always go and buy more house than we need. In this community, in our community, yeah, we buy more house than we need. Okay, that's the first thing. And we've been sold that dream, right? We've been sold the dream. Okay, the 2-3 car garage, 5 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, so on and so forth, right? If you really think about it, you don't really need that. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing. But don't go out and buy more house than you need. Second thing, if that mortgage cannot be supported on one income, that is too much, right? If your mortgage cannot be paid with just one income, it's too much. And that's another mistake that we make. We go, okay, well, together, collectively, you make this much, I make that much, so we can afford this much. Okay, that's a bad way to go about it. That's a recipe for disaster. You know what I mean? Because it may come a day when the two of you are no longer together. All right? It may come a day when one person got laid off. Right? It happens all day, every day in this country. You know, your job went overseas somewhere. Right? So, your mortgage should be sustainable with only one of the two of y'all's income. That's the next thing. If you have to rely on the two incomes to make things work, that's too much mortgage for you. All right. Now, next thing. When talking about a mortgage, right, we all know about the 30-year mortgage, okay? Avoid the 30-year mortgage if you can. That's something else they didn't teach us. They didn't tell us. Avoid a 30-year mortgage. I don't have a 30-year mortgage. That's why property is about paid for now. Right? You know, in a 30-year mortgage, for the first 20 years, all your money is going to interest. So this is the way they do it. I even hope you can see that. I'll third this. So you got 10 years here. This is 20 years in. And this is 30 years in. Okay. 30 years in. So the first 20 years, all that, you're just paying interest. You don't even begin to pay down the principal till after 20 years in the property. After 20, because you can pay month after month, year after year, and look at your mortgage statement, and you'll notice, damn, this thing ain't going down. I done paid this thing for 10 years. It only went down by $100. You know what I mean? So, if you can avoid a 30-year mortgage, avoid a 30-year mortgage. Okay, the smartest thing you can do is a 15-year mortgage. 15 years. And after 15 years, it's yours free and clear. Okay. I started off with a 30-year mortgage. I went back and changed that. I'm like, you know what? Bump that 30-year. You know what I mean? When it comes to your vehicles, you do not need to go get a new vehicle every 4 years. You know. You do not. I'll say that again. But that's what we do though. You don't need a new vehicle every 4 years. You know what I mean? And then once you pay it off, keep it. We have a tendency, we'll pay something off and then we trade it in. Pay it off, trade it in. Or we get it almost close to being paid off and we trade it in. I call that the 30-year car note. Where you, technically speaking, you've been paying on a car for 30 years. Technically speaking, you've had a car note for 30 years. Technically speaking. Right? Now, last thing. When it comes to your finances, people. Again, talk to young folks. Come to your finances. Do not go out and get a mortgage so big that you end up mortgaging your health. Right? Our folks did not tell us that. They didn't sit us down and go, hey, you know what? Don't become a slave to your stuff. Right? Don't become a slave to your stuff. Your possessions end up owning you instead of you owning your possessions. So you go out and you get this huge mortgage. Now you're going to mortgage your health in an effort to pay for the stuff. Right? Okay. It's only one you. You know what I mean? There's only one you, right? There's millions of houses. You know what I mean? There's only one you. You got one heart beating in your chest. One heart. You got one brain, right? You got one body. There's only one you. You know what I mean? So hold that in high regard, your health and wellness, over stuff. And that's kind of just all I want to leave you with today, man. You know, Scott Willis, peace. I'm out, baby.